As we head into camp, what can you tell fans about the roster you and Will have constructed?
Well, I would say everybody has a completely blank canvas. From the oldest player on the team to the youngest player on the team, blank canvas. We are going to examine all those guys through fresh eyes, and we're focusing on their incremental gains. Again, even the oldest player on the team, however those appear on the basketball court. They might not appear in a game, they might appear in practice, they might appear in the weight room. But this team is built sort of around the younger players. I characterize even like Kuz, I think Kuz is a young player. Kyle and Jordan have won NBA championships. They know what that looks like. Tyus won a championship at Duke. He knows what winning basketball looks like. They all three know what winning habits look like, what winning competitiveness looks like, what winning toughness looks like, what winning discipline looks like. And what we're hoping is those three guys, together with our vets, embody that. I think for the astute basketball fan, they're going to see development, they're going to see growth, they're going to see incremental improvement. The casual fan, they're going to see competitiveness, they're going to see speed, they're going to see joy, and hopefully that's an exciting season.
Michael, you would probably know better than most that the NBA is a star-driven league. You have been around some of the absolute best players on the planet, as you were speaking of. But how important is it for every player on the roster to feel like they're on this journey with you, that they're a part of it?
Oh, I think it's incredibly important. Every player has something to give, and every organization has something to give every player. And so the hope is that every single guy on the roster feels like we are putting him in a position to give his best to his teammates, to give his best to the city, to give his best to the organization, in exchange for our very best back to him. That's our job. Our job is to put these guys in a position to become the best they can be.
How does the current makeup of this team help you establish the environment you want to create and help progress towards long-term success?
Competitiveness, joy, work, togetherness. Every guy we have on the team, every single player we have on the team embodies all of those characteristics. They work really hard at their craft. They love being with their teammates. They support their teammates. They love playing basketball. They get joy out of playing basketball. And they're competitive. These guys are super competitive. And that's our formula. I don't know what comes after the equal sign. But this plus this plus this plus this equals the question mark. We're going to find out what the question mark is. And we'll live with the results, but every single guy on the team embodies all four of those characteristics. And I think those variables, we'll see what the output is, but that will set the foundation for what the team looks like 5, 10, 15 years from now.
It's a new role for you. It's also a new role for this organization to have a president of the entire basketball department. Talk about putting things in place and your relationship with Will and how has that worked so far during the offseason.
Putting things in place, it goes hand in hand with Will. I didn't hire Will because Will's my friend. Will is my friend, but I hired him because I think he's spectacular. He comes from an organization that is equally spectacular. He helped that organization become that. The organization helped him become that. To the extent that I could find somebody like Will, who I believe in and who I love as a person, cast out that line and see if he had any interest in the opportunity, it's a blessing to have him. In effect, what we've tried to do is we've tried to blend the best of my experiences, the best of Will's experiences, and the best of what has existed, put them together, just fertilize that, water it a little bit, and see what happens.
Michael, personally for you, how are you settling into your role and also kind of settling into this new community?
So we're in our home. That's nice. The home is a wreck, still boxes and suitcases, and we're lacking furniture, and so our dining room table right now is 3 high chairs, a stool, and 2 folding chairs.
Been there. Been there.
And the work, we want to enhance or upgrade or update as many things as we possibly can before the start of the season, because we want our players and our coaches and our fans to see newness. We want them to know that we're addressing everything. And so there's no settling at work, and I'm not entirely sure that I ever want to be settled at work, but right now it's really intense. We have a lot of highs and lows. When you see significant progress overnight from a group of people who maybe historically hadn't worked together but are now working together, or you see something happening in the gym that you're told, or I'm told, this is the first time we've seen that, or historically it would have gone this way, but it's now going that way. Those are those progress points that give you a lot of momentum to chase the next progress point.
When I ask you tomorrow, next year, 5 years from now, what are the characteristics of a Wizards player? How would you describe that person?
Well, I think that there's sort of physical characteristics, not terribly different than the same physical characteristics that everybody's looking for. You want guys who have size for the position, who are two-way players, and are just generally hyper-competitive to the extent that they have a skill on which you can build even better. Now you have sort of like that foundational skill. So you have to assemble a team based on how you think fundamentally you want to win. And we've already begun that. I mean, Bilal physically and his basketball character, his basketball spirit, he has a real chance. And the guys that we've put around him, and in the case of Kyle, the guys that we've retained, they all have that basketball spirit. They want to win and they want to work. They're there for each other. They've coalesced in a very short period of time. They've already begun supporting each other, like they're there for each other. It's awesome to watch. And if we can continue to just build the talent we already have, continue to add more talent, really embrace that spirit, at some point in the future, all of those things will compound and we will just become a better organization.